We live in a time when the economic recession is crippling our country's urban families. Those hit the hardest are the unemployed and the unemployable, most of whom have not finished their high school education or received a GED. Life Directions has been a way to prevent young people from dropping out. Its programs have had a 75% proven success rate in urban environments where nearly 50% of ninth graders do not complete high school. At these schools, students who will graduate are selected by teachers and trained by Life Directions staff to inspire and lead their peers to graduate, go to college, or be ready for the world of work.
I was very strong in classroom management. And as a result of that, I got the gift of having a very tough group of boys. After these boys have graduated, they've probably been some of my most successful students. It was really rewarding to see that Life Directions did assist some of those kids in my classrooms go on to post-secondary education. Those 5 boys, you could really see them working within the network of that one classroom and bringing back what they learned from their class and being mentors within the class.
At a time when the dropout crisis is at an epidemic proportion, at a moment when the new stimulus package needs people to be employable, Life Directions is a sign of hope that is working.
The personal level at which Life Directions involves the young people and the young adults in the community is extraordinary. It has not only reached out and given people alternatives, shown people alternatives to problem solving and nonviolent ways to resolve situations, but it actually has made individuals who are participants in the program responsible for mentoring and leading others. It's one that actually has a deeper, more personal impact on the kids involved than in any other program I've seen so far.
Life Directions made a difference because it gave me hope and understanding. It gave me willpower and a reason to stay in school, to stay focused.
Right now I'm in college, and I think that's due partly to Life Directions. It kept me off the streets practically every day. And I mean, that's pretty big in my neighborhood, because if you're on the streets, then you're doing something on the streets that has to do with gangs, drugs, things like that.
To turn our nation around, we need young people to be the change agents for the public schools of our nation. Young people who are rooted in their values and family need to be developed to be the solution for their peers, to take responsibility for their futures. We cannot afford to lose our most precious asset, our young people. Young people know their peers and want to motivate their friends.
The important thing about a young person is to complete college. In order to complete college, you got to make high school work for you. In order to make high school work, you got to get into high school. Now, the reason that people disconnect from going into school is because they're anorexics to values. They're not hungry. And so what they do is they get eaten up by all kinds of other things, and they don't really see education as a value. So without that value of education, no matter what you do in the school, it ain't going to work. So we want to develop a hunger for values, because if you're hungry for values, then you'll be able to choose things that are going to give life. And now that's why we call it Life Directions.
I could see them value not education, but value life in general. And this different maturity level brought about just so many different character traits as far as caring, respect, generosity within the classroom.
The Life Directions school programs focus on at-risk middle school students succeeding in high school and high school students succeeding in college. Students that participate in these programs successfully learn alternative ways of dealing with the conflicts they are faced with every day. By keeping at-risk students on the forward path of education, Life Directions is seeing a reduction in high school dropouts as well as a higher level of achievement in young people. For over 35 years, Life Directions has been motivating achieving young adults to inspire their at-risk peers to become responsible for their futures. The values promoted by Life Directions programs are designed to benefit young men and women throughout their entire lives.
The mission of Life Directions program is for peers that are rooted to inspire the peers that are rootless. And when you inspire, then everything else follows.
I think we're going to see more of the kids in the schools come up with a solid accomplishment in completing their schooling, have a solid base of learning, have an understanding of themselves and how they relate to the outside world that is going to enable them to be successful in moving on in other environments.
Life Directions programs use an intergenerational community-based approach to awaken hope so that young people can become part of the solution to the dropout crisis.
So much of urban living is very disconnected. So anything that Life Direction does that can get the kids out in the neighborhood, doing projects, connecting with residents in the community, it's positive for the community, it's positive for the residents, and it's also positive for the kids.
Life Directions has made a tremendous impact on our school community. We've seen an increase in our attendance rate. Our attendance rate is getting better. It has a profound effect on our school culture and viability, because if you've got a happy school, you've got a vibrant school, you're going to have a successful school.
It does a wonderful job with a small number of students. And of course, the greatest thing ever would be if we could expand the program double, triple, and tenfold the number of kids who could experience the kind of help that Life Directions can bring.
Life Directions is a real answer that works in assisting young people in taking charge of their lives. To find out more about how peers are inspiring peers through forgiveness, please visit us at lifedirections.org.